Well, they finally did it. They're making us use Mog. Well, I get it for this one, because I think even with a Chocobo summon, it would be possible to cheese this fight as long as you have a summon going into the second wave. For those who don't know, I'm sure most people do at this point, but one way to get around the really annoying anti-battery aura mechanic of this fight is to summon on the very last turn of this wave. You can go into the last wave with your summon active and just kind of bully these birds into oblivion to the point where they won't put the aura up, and it just makes your life so much easier if you do it that way. So they kind of had to do this to make it extreme, to deal with the no battery bullshit. It's part of the challenge, and I get it. So I'm gonna rock Mog for the first time ever in a Chaos, because who in their right mind would bring Mog to Chaos? Nobody, except for crazy people like me and others who take on these challenges. Now this one seemed pretty specific. Most people brought Gator to this, kind of like last one, because she just shuts it down really well. Their HP attack is so lethal that AoE, it can really just wreck you. So you need some kind of protection, so I brought the best protection there is, which is Porom. Actually saw somebody use Leon too, which makes sense because that AoE that they do is non-elemental. So you would just absorb it and then it wouldn't really be so bad. Even after the battery they do. Should be fine. If you can break them down in time, of course. Because when they get low health, I don't know what the threshold is exactly, but they'll charge up like, I want to say it's like 45k brave before they come at you. So you got to be able to break that down before you take that hit, because that's death. Unless Porom's around. Porom can handle it. Porom can handle almost anything. This is actually the first of, I want to say, 4 videos that I've made since the maintenance. The maintenance set me back, because usually how it works for me is new content will come out, and I'll do it when it comes out, and have a video up by the very next morning. But I had to work in the morning, and that out of nowhere maintenance, I don't even know when it ended, but it was way after my bedtime. So I'm kind of late to a lot of this stuff because of that, as far as the video front goes. But I got everything done that came out, except for the challenge quest for the new chapter. I have not done that yet, because I still need to build up my Gabranth. So I'm definitely going to do, because he's very, very good. Brings a lot to the table. He's got rebreaks, he's got HP damage reduction, he has HP damage increase to the party, kind of like Charlotta. I don't know if it's the same potency, but it gets the job done. Yeah, for those who haven't done the new chapter yet, all I'm gonna say is this. I guarantee you, by the time you're done with this chapter, you are never gonna want to look at another staircase ever again. I swear to God, there were more stairs than there were level notes. Like at one point, I go into a room and it's just, hey, here's 4 flights of stairs all around you. What do you do? Okay, well, I gotta go through all of these. Yeah, I mean, it was to resemble that dungeon in Final Fantasy XII, because that chapter is very Final Fantasy XII focused, hence Gabranth and Vaughn. I'm like tripping over my words. I don't know what's going on. Speaking of Vaughn, wow, I got his burst in 20 tickets. I wasn't even hunting for him. I wanted to just go for Gabranth and then call it a day, but then the game just went, hey, here's Vaughn's burst. So, change of plans. I had maxed out Vaughn first because he's going to be synergy for the next few events, because, you know, burst units and challenge quests. That seems to be my priority as far as content clearing goes. I've definitely planned basically all of my pulls and resource spending on challenge quests. And I know a lot of people advise against that, and realistically I would too. I mean, there's really I'm gonna say this and then do the exact opposite. So bear with me. I mean, there's really not much of a reason to stress that much about challenge quests. I mean, you can kind of just do them when you can and you'll be fine. But I meant what I said about wanting Dystopia to be a place where they're all done. Because it's not just me who would have to do it. I mean, there's a few of us over here that are making stuff. I mean, we got myself, Tripty, Shadow, Quayne, Zidane, it's been a while since he made something. Griff makes stuff. And Young Who McNugget just made his first video. I mean, all he did was record a Google Meet call that we were all on as we were all doing the... Well, he was doing the Ultimisia TCC Extreme Challenge, and there were 4 of us on a call just kind of watching him do it, just talking shit. It was fun. It was a great time. The sound quality and editing on that one is a little dicey, but this was my first time, you know, releasing a video like that. But I want to do more stuff like that. I mean, it was a good time. And yeah, definitely do something about the sound, because the sound was atrocious, but it was still a good time. Now, see, this is almost like a fresh new thing for me. I mean, normally, you know, I'll do the fight. I'll do commentary afterwards. Sometimes I do it during, but lately I've been doing it afterwards. And usually the fight happened not that long ago, so I remember most of what happened. But this is like, I feel like I'm seeing this for the first time, even though I did this already. Like, I don't really, the only thing I remember doing, well, you'll see it at the end. It was just kind of overkill, ridiculous, something I did at the end. Not really necessary at all, but I was just having fun. Oh, that's not a bad launch. It's not so bad. Get the break locator, come on. Bam. Yeah, I think that they're out of the... Yeah, okay, because it's like the magic mode, you can't battery. The physical mode, you can battery, but they're way stronger. That's what it seems like to me anyway. Been rocking a lot of Zidane lately. I really like using him. He's a lot of fun to play. Because, yeah, like I said, I think there's... I don't know if I mentioned this, but... There's... Yeah. Oh, yeah, I did mention this, but there's 4 videos I still got to do, including this one. 4 videos that I still have to do commentary for, add music to, make thumbnails for, and Zidane is in 2 of them. He's in this one, and then he was in the, one of the Abyss challenges, yeah, because one of them just had his name written all over it. It went, bring a blue crystal, a white crystal, and a dagger. Zidane is 2 out of 3 of those. So he was the perfect fit, and he slayed it like he always does. Speaking of that, Abyss was cool. My only complaint, and this really isn't much of a complaint, I wish it were longer. It wasn't like Abyss Stratum. I felt like Abyss Stratum just dragged... No, not Stratum. What am I saying? It's not even the right word. Normalis, excuse me. I feel like Abyss Normalis kind of just dragged on forever. It was just a lot of, like, doing some of the same fights, and none of the fights were particularly difficult. I think there's only 1 chaos stage in that one, when we already had all these purple weapons to work with. Like, give us something that is actually worth playing. Don't just make us trudge through all these level 100s or whatever. I don't even remember if it was level 100, but you get my point. It wasn't difficult enough, given how strong our characters are. But this was better, because it was like, it was a total of, I want to say, yeah, it was 8 chaos fights in total. And they were split up into, yeah, they were split up by 4s, because it was 2 different floors. They had 4 fights on each floor. I'm having a hard time speaking. I'm like stuttering, and anyway. And they had it broken off. Okay, like the first floor you get on, it's red and black crystal, and you have to at least use one-handed sword. And it's kind of like Dimension Zen, where you do a stage, and then those characters are locked out. So it was, yeah, it was DE rules. And yeah, I don't remember all the teams I used, but it was just cool seeing it like that. And it was, I liked this more than, say, a lot of the mission dungeons we get. Because, well, we've had two. We've had the Phoenix one, and then that other one when, who was that? It was Fujin and Cyan when they got EX+. We got that mission dungeon. And they had, you know, just the normal chaos fight. And then they had 3 different nodes that were sectioned off by 2 crystal colors each. You had to bring one of each, like bring a black and white, bring a red and yellow. You know, that's not what the colors were. But you know what I mean. They sectioned it off 2 by 2. So they kind of did it a little differently. Like with this, it was 2 different floors. Each floor had its own set of requirements, and you just had to work within the confines of those requirements on each floor with different teams. It was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. And yeah, my blue and white team was Zidane, Pinello, and Aphmau. I know Aphmau's green, but you only need one of each. So I brought Aphmau because I think that was the one that had Malboros in it, and I wanted debuff evasion. Turns out I didn't even need it. I mean, they just ate those Malboros for breakfast. It was beautiful. And then, was that the right one? Yeah, I think there was a Malboro there. I don't even remember. But then, okay, that was my first one. Because it was like you go in, there's the red and black, you do most of that floor, and then out of nowhere there's a staircase. So you go downstairs, different floor, different set of requirements. You do that whole floor, even the chaos, and then there's another staircase. You go back up to the original floor, and there's the chaos, which was level 190, not level 180, which I found interesting. It felt like a level 180 though. I mean, it's only 10 difficulty difference, which I don't think really makes much of a difference. That and my team was completely overpowered. I used Vaughn, Shantotto, and Arciela on that one. Because it made sense. Like, the first wave is 2 of those sandworms. You know, they just spam that AoE HP at you. So I'm like, okay, Arciela, just make it so they can't do anything. And it worked out really well. And that's when I really saw the power of Vaughn's Burst. Because before then, like, I don't want to say I was disappointed, because I wasn't. It was like I just didn't know enough and wasn't sure how to actually work it, like what the right rotation was, given the situation. And it was just, there was a learning curve. But when I got to the final wave of that stage, the black and red stage for Abyss Perfectum, I brought Vaughn, and he just stepped on that last stage like it was an ant. It was awesome. We just kind of, yeah, because I went in, I didn't have any debuff evasion, so I'm like, okay, because there was a Malboro in that wave. I'm like, I don't want to deal with this. So, summon, and then kind of just went to town as much as we could, got out of the summon, and I ran out of Shantotto stuns the wave before. I screwed up and accidentally used too many of them. So I'm like, okay, we got to just rush this down. Hopefully we can do this before we get debuffed. So I summon, we get out of the summon, and that Malboro's turn is coming right up. It happens to be Vaughn's turn. I'm like, okay, we'll just go into Vaughn's Burst to stall this out. And then everybody died in Vaughn's Burst. He just killed everyone. Like, that was the first time I had seen a final attack kill a boss while their health was still green. That's the first time I had ever seen that. Vaughn did that. So, yeah, best random investment, best 20 tickets I ever spent, I want to say. Yeah, I'm a big fan of it. I mean, I don't know how long of a shelf life Vaughn will have after these challenge quests and stuff, but 1, he's going to make the challenge quests a whole lot easier, and 2, he's like the best single target DPS right now. Like, he's the best one. As far as just as far as raw damage output. If you want to talk turn count, I would say the best single target DPS is Alisaie. She's something else, man. She's real good. I wish I could have purpled her. She's awesome. But, you know, even though ingots are slightly easier to come by now, they're still rare. In fact, I had to sell some stuff to even get enough to purple Gabrant's weapon. And I don't think I even have enough to max out his armor. But, yeah, I think his armor, Gabrant's armor has 1 ingot in it. I don't know if I can even get any more. Because I keep running into this situation where... And nobody else seems to be here with me. Everybody else is like, really? I have a ton of those. But I tend to accumulate more weapon ingots than armor ones. Like, I always find myself in a position where I can purple a weapon, but the armor's, well, who knows if I can even do it. Like, I gotta pull some strength to even make it happen. So, I don't know. As you can see, yeah, I've barely talked about this fight whatsoever. I've just kind of been rambling, but this fight is going really well. This team shuts this down. A bunch of people are going to bring Cater here. I know a bunch of people already did. Cater's amazing. And I want to address, some people were saying that Cater was overrated. Like, I don't want to mention names or whatever. I'm not that mean, but the lie I kept hearing was that Cater is really only good for solos and she's awkward on a team. I have yet to experience anything like that. But it was one of those things that I think somebody said from like JP Experience or something, and then a lot of people on Global just kind of accepted that. They just kind of ate it and then were repeating it on Facebook groups and stuff, and it is so wrong. Like, I'm trying to think of a team where Cater doesn't work. I mean, obviously you don't really want to pair her with like a tank or something. Like, there's not really much of a need to do that. Like, the closest I'd go with pairing Cater with the tank is what I'm doing right now, Cater and Porom. I know Porom's technically not a tank, but she's tankish with her damage reduction. So, and that would only be because these things do have a chance to hit her, because Cater's evasion is not 100%, and she doesn't have last stand. So there is a chance that she can just get one-shotted out of nowhere. But, you know, you bring somebody like Porom, who has the damage reduction, or somebody like, hell, now Gabranth, who also has it, or even somebody like Freya with last stand, just to be absolutely sure they at least have one left and they're still standing. So, yeah, point being, she is not awkward on a team. Like, she is the bread and butter of this team. Like, this wouldn't be possible without her. She's just shutting it down. And that's what she does, even on a team. So, big fan of Cater. She is worth so much more than just random dimensions and solos. She's just a very, very good character, all around. Oh, we confused the one that we needed to confuse. Perfect. Get up in the sky. You're a bird after all. Need help flying? Hey, yeah, we're getting through the end of this. Might as well beef her up. Yeah, that makes sense. Just in case they decide to hit her. They didn't, but either way, she's got battery for this. Oh, now, see, okay. Yeah, when they get low health, they build up a lot. Yes, it's rage up. Yeah, you look mad. Yeah, they got some brave reduction on them too, but we're still cutting through it. Not that big of a deal. Alright, here we go. Of course, they go into the anti-battery stance right before Porom's EX is up. How annoying. So I don't remember the exact turn count on this, but obviously, yeah, it's in the 80s still, so only a few more turns and we got it. Oh, kaboom. Get the mug. Oh yeah, because Zidane just like took a whole bunch of turns right now. Which means he wore out his damage reduction. Oh no, he's still good. Or did he? I can't even tell. I don't know. Either way, that barely did anything at all. One down. Oh, I remember now. Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, he still had it up. Perfect.
This is the worst thing ever. A brave attack with Porom. Well, I probably could have killed right there, but I wanted to do this. Big Moogle finish. The one-turn summon for the kill with resisted damage. See that 340 brave damage? Epic. Like I said, Kate is OP. But, yeah. So that's done. And now I gotta go record commentary for like 4 more videos. So until then, I hope you enjoyed and thank you for watching.